Hey, it's Paul. Welcome back to B&B Talk. We got a really interesting episode, so I'm going to jump right into it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, though. I love it. The first thing we see a lot of the fashion show. We get to see all the models take the runway, and they look amazing, and obviously the dresses look spectacular. But the one thing we see is Maya, and she shines in the fashion show. You can tell she's confident and she's proud. We see Vivienne looking so delighted. All through the fashion show, she just looks really in awe of what Maya's doing. And at one point, Nicole asks her what she thinks of her, and Vivienne says that she thinks her daughter looks beautiful. When Nicole asks Julius the same question, he's got no answer for her. In fact, Julius is a grump. He looks disgusted through this whole thing. Now, Steffi asks Ali for help at one point because she sees her just sort of getting caught up in her own self. And of course, Ali lashes out at her and she calls the show filthy and degrading. Now, Steffi tries to send her home at one point, and Ali walks off, basically saying to her that you don't know what's good for me or the company. Now, as Ali sits there, she's like a cat, looking at birds flying by. She just stares at the models, and she doesn't have a good look on her face. And when she's asked by Steffi, Ali says she doesn't even consider the transgender models women. And when Steffi mentions, your mother wouldn't want you to do this, she grabs her hand and tells her not to ever mention Darla again. I mean, of everybody, I think Steffi's the most patient with her, and she doesn't want to give up on her, and she reminds her that hope and hope for the future are gone. They're a thing of the past, and that California Freedom Line is the way to go. And when she asks her to leave, Ali says no, and she says she's a true Forrester and she has every right to be there. So she's really making this personal, and Steffi knows it. And after that, Darla appears and tells her to start acting like a Forrester and put an end to this depravity. So we know that she's about to snap. After this, we see Bill, and like I said, every time Bill is on, Bill is on. Bill tells Katie that Maya, is probably nervous with all the eyes on her, and never wanted to miss a chance to promote himself. He thinks that thanks to him, Maya's gotten a lot of publicity out of this. And then we see Steffi and Liam. She tells him that Ali isn't doing well. I mean, she's got to send up some sort of a warning flag because everybody knows something's going to happen soon. And they announce, finally, the showstopper, and Maya walks the runway, and she just dazzles. She looks amazing. And we see Nicole and Vivienne looking so proud, but Julius, he's either looking down or he looks disgusted. And then all the models take the stage, and Ridge and Caroline take the stage and thank everyone for coming. And then they have a standing ovation. And Julius refuses to stand until Vivienne glares at him, and eventually he gets out of his seat. And Maya can see this happening, but I think she's just happy enough to have him standing for the ovation. And then we see Steffi, and she gives a closing speech, and it's all about inclusion and everything that the California Freedom Line promotes, and she gives a great speech. And then we look over and we see Darla, and she's giving Ali a final pep talk on ending this whole show. But before that can happen, Rick runs up and takes the stage. It takes everyone by surprise. Now he looks at Maya and he declares his love for her, and he gets down on bended knees and he asks Maya to marry him, and everyone is stunned. And she says yes, and there's a huge applause. And Vivienne looks at Julius as she's crying, and he just has this sort of half perturbed, half puzzled look on his face, and that's where we end things. So an exciting episode of B&B, and that's all she wrote, folks. Don't forget to follow us on social media. It's Paul, it's B&B Talk. We'll see you on the next one.